I was looking online and wanted to get some tips on how to remove the front grill on a 2005 GMC Canyon. I guess it applies from 2004 to 2012. So if you have a long screwdriver, this one's already out, but sometimes it helps to show the part when it's out. So this, of course, is normally sitting in there. You'll see other videos. The part that you have to press in order to take this out, if you want to take this out separately, you don't have to. You can leave that attached in this slot, and in here, this little clip on this guy right there at the edge just goes in there, and these two little round bits slide into, just sit in that groove, those two grooves, as you can see. And like I said, that's the clip right there. So in order to take this thing off once it's in there, you can imagine you take when it's pressed into place, you just get in there from the side and you depress this right here. You just push it back so that it comes out of this groove. It was quite easily. So this will be in place on this side. You depress this clip with the long screwdriver, get in there, press it towards the outside of the vehicle. You press it that way, so it's going to be the inside part of the clip right there that will trying to get the proper exposure. The inside of that clip, press that way towards the outside of the vehicle on this side. Then on the other side, obviously the same thing, except for it'll push to the outside of that side of the vehicle. And then these clips, these things definitely have to be taken off. And so I found that you can see this whole thing stays in place here. That's just part of it. But this clip is what comes off. And the only thing that's necessary to do, so when it's in there it's like that, is just to maybe relieve a little bit of pressure by pushing it this way. Push it this way to leave a bit of pressure, bend it over top of the little piece of plastic right there, and it'll slide right out very easily. Okay, so once that's done, so I'm just going to take this thing, put this away. I just wanted to also learn how to take that off individually, but you actually don't have to take that off if you want to just take the whole grill, which is this. The headlight stays in place. You don't have to worry about the headlight. So you could, other than you would have to undo the wires in order to pull this whole assembly off if it had the top turn signals attached. So here's what you need to know about taking the rest of the system off is right there. You can see that there is a clip that stays mounted to this piece. It doesn't stay mounted to that. This just pushes into that hole. So you'll find originally it's in that hole, and then you'll also see down lower there's this one too. So there's two to deal with for that side. And the other thing you'll see on other videos, these things usually stick through this hole. All you do is press them down because you see the slot is shaped differently. So it will, once you press it down, the shape will fit through that and you can start pulling it all away. And there's one there, 2, 3, 4 of those ones at the top. And of course the left hand side is the same sort of thing, and the holes that they go into. Okay, so I don't like breaking things on the truck. Sometimes mechanics will break it, to try and do a fast job and make their money. So the reason why I'm making this video really is this piece right here. So on another video I saw them just grabbing this right here and pulling as best as they could to pull that out. On another vehicle that I have, another GMC Canyon, that plastic breaks sometimes where that clip is mounted to it, and then you're pretty much SOL, you're in trouble, because you know, unless you try and glue on clips and stuff like that, it's not gonna ever clip back in place, so it's gonna rattle around. So anyways, back to my point. I found this one with a right angle, sort of a bit of a turn on it, was helpful. I guess if you could get in there with straight ones this way, it just won't quite work as well. Anyways, so I'll try and show you. So release all the top parts first with the bottom 3 still in. So there's one here that holds it in, one here, and one here. Sorry if you didn't see that. One there, one in the center, one there, one of those clips. So just keep all those in and work the top out first. And so back to my point is, these things will stop you from, will let you take the clip off without breaking them. So it's not super extremely easy, but let me show you. So with this sticking through that hole, you have to get back there, and I was only able to access one and what I did was, I don't want my grill to drop on the ground, is these things are the things that stick through the hole higher. These are higher than, the center part is higher than the sides. So what you need to do is get in there and depress both of them. I'm sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. Okay, so you depress both of them nicely, see, going up and down from the back side of the steel, and then you have to pull with your other hand to get it just started out of that hole. That one you can get in there. If you wanted to remove this cover, you could, but I was able to get in here and squeeze it good enough, well enough. But yeah, so if you want to remove the airbox filter, that's just a smarter choice. It would be clipping that, clipping that, clipping that, pulling this thing off, and all of a sudden, as you can see, I can get my hand in there a lot easier right there. Okay, so yeah, to start on the side, take pressure off that clip. That one down there you can't get access to, so just grab it and pull it as evenly as you can without twisting it at an angle, and hopefully it'll come out without breaking the bracket. And then all the rest of these tops are just these mounting pieces, which come out very easily. And then go to whatever the other side, do the same thing on that side. So it was definitely very handy. So once the bottom, see, it's unclipped right now and the whole thing can just come out, but those things go into the holes. This clip goes into this bar that runs up here. There's a slot in it. So also, if you remove the top first, you can lever it out and you can get your hand in there slightly. So I can get my hand down there, get behind it, retain that, squish it together, take the pressure off, pull it that way. I think you guys get the point. There's another one right here. Well, the lighting's not that great, but so that one goes into this bracket. Let me see, sorry. There's the bracket that's holding this one. So if you get in there just enough, squeeze the back, pull it out. The other one on the other side, same thing. This one has was that an accumulator for the air conditioning, I believe. So that one's a little bit more challenging because you have to try and get your hand in there and get around this thing somehow. So you might have to do it at a bit of an angle or whatever, and it seems like you're best coming from the back side if it's ever possible. But so this one was a little more challenging, but anyways, I was happy that it came out without too much pressure. Let me pull this whole thing off. I haven't had this out yet. Okay, so so the whole reason I'm taking this off is in order to inspect my condenser because my air conditioning is not working. Yeah, from what I could see from above, it all seemed decent. There wasn't any excessive oily spots, so usually if a condenser goes, a rock has come through and hit it right here, and then you lose air conditioning refrigerant. But anyways, I guess I should stop the video.